Namaste, Sasrikal, Assalamu alaikum, my friends. Welcome to your community practice with myself, Callie, and my beautiful old dogs who will bark, no doubt, during our practice. So let those sounds come and go in and out of your awareness. The reality of practicing at home means that we may have interruptions and disturbances. The art is to be able to center and ground oneself back into your practice with calm and ease. Our practice today is a practice of easing tension in the lower back. So if you are experiencing lower back discomfort, tightness, pain, then this mind-body practice of yoga therapy will offer you options to explore around soothing and releasing any tightness across those sort of very strong stabilizing muscles across that lower lumbar region, which can become very tense and tight. They can also trap the herniated discs, we can trap nerves, so we can experience lots of different pains. First thing to do is to really understand what is causing any lower back pain or discomfort, seek medical advice, and whenever we practice yoga, any asana that we adopt, we approach the practice with respect for oneself, respect for one's body, the boundaries of that body. And so if ever our practice of yoga leads to pain, then we need to very quickly reverse and come out of that practice. Always mindful of the kindness and compassion that one would want to show others, we show to ourselves. So working on this very complex network of ligaments, of tendons, of muscles around the lower back, around that lower lumbar vertebrae, we're going to be really thinking about how to bring in more flexibility, how to strengthen those muscles that stabilize the lower back. So what do you need for your practice? Think about that and begin to make available all that you need. So I have available a bolster, I have cushions, a blanket, blocks, another support here that if I wish to reach for, that brings the earth to me, then I can have that available. I'm close to the wall, again, I can use the wall to stabilize me. Whatever resources that you have available in your environment are there to support you in your practice. So let's set ourselves up. I have my warm, cozy socks because our practice today, most of it will be on the earth, which means that you may find that you get cold feet. So have something that keeps your feet warm. Now, options for your blanket straight away is to line your mat so that you can have the blanket lined underneath you so that there's warmth and softness of that texture of that blanket rather than the direct floor there. So let's come into constructive rest first, my friends. Feet hip distance wide, planted on the earth. With supporting hands, come down to the earth. And tilt the pelvic bowl so that your lower back is fully connected with the earth. Lengthen the neck by slightly tucking in the chin. Shuffle your shoulders down and away from your ears. Palms face up, arms alongside you, fingers softly curled. Allow your knees to fall in towards each other. The whole practice today is a practice of exploration. What what works for me may not work for you. And let's take a few moments here. Now, as you lie here, let's connect with Om. This is how we're going to open our practice today, by chanting Om. As you chant Om, sense the vibration in your head, your heart, and your lower abdomen, and your lower back. Om. Breathing deeply, connecting with Dirga Pranayam, 3-part yogic breath here. Place the left hand on the heart and the right hand on the lower abdomen. Keep that lower back connected with the earth so that you are fully supported. Take a full breath in, belly expand, ribs open, chest rises. Full breath out, contract the navel towards the earth. Ribs curl in, chest falls away. And as you breathe in and out, you'll notice I'm slightly exaggerating, but your hands will rise and fall. Inhaling, belly, ribs, chest. Exhaling, navel, ribs, chest. And you'll notice that I have a slight constriction at the back of my throat, which is why you might be able to hear the sound of my breath. This breath that sounds like the ocean. So it's Dirga Pranayam with a hint of Ujjayi Pranayam at the throat. So the movement of the lower abdomen, the ribs and chest is the Dirga Pranayam aspect, and that constriction and the sound of the ocean is the Ujjayi aspect of the pranayam. One more here. And then allow your arms to return to the earth, palms face up, fingers gently curled. If your knees wish to open out a little bit, allow your knees to open out. Our mantra is going to be the Jyoti mantra, the mantra of illumination. Asatoma Satgamaya, Tamasoma Jyoti Gamaya, Maya Mrityuma Amritam Gamaya. Lead me from untruth to truth. Lead me from darkness to light. Lead me from death to immortality. And this mantra is traditionally a mantra for letting go, for releasing pain and suffering. We'll do call and response once. Om Asatoma Satgamaya. Om Asatoma Satgamaya.
Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityoma Amritam Gamaya. Mrityoma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And this mantra, as you can see, it's difficult to chant while you're lying down because of the way that the throat is positioned. I'm just chanting it out loud for us to become familiar with it. But throughout the rest of the practice, I will be chanting it silently, internally. A japa. A japa means internalized, deep chanting of mantra, the most potent recitation of mantra. So let's chant a couple more times together. And if you wish, you can bring your thumb, tuck it into your palm, wrap your fingers around, coming to Adi Mudra, and then place that on your hip flexors, your fist gently on your hip flexors, Adi Mudra. And you may chant out loudly or silently as you wish. Om Asatoma Satgamaya. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityoma Amritam Gamaya. Om Asatoma Satgamaya. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityoma Amritam Gamaya. Om Asatoma Satgamaya. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityoma Amritam Gamaya. Take a full breath in and full breath out to release the mantra. And let's hug in the right knee. Place your fingers by your hands around your shin, so interlace your fingers. And a gentle hugging in of the right knee here. I have my eyes closed again if you wish to internalize this experience, to deeply sense into your body sensations. Closing your eyes helps to reduce the outward sensations, internalizing this practice even deeper. Now let's place the right foot on the left thigh here, opening out your legs into figure of four here. That right knee is in your figure of four, also known as reclined pigeon. Supta Kapotasana. Let's stay here for a moment. I'm placing my right hand gently just below my right knee on the thigh here. And I'm gently applying some gentle pressure here. Your left hand can be in your Adi Mudra, thumb tucked into a soft fist. Placing that on the left hip flexor. Now, option here to explore is to thread your arms around the left shin and lift that left foot up, bringing that left knee closer in. Again, this is an exploration. If you wish, return your left foot to the earth, or perhaps place it on a bolster or a low footstool. 3 breaths here. When you're ready, my friends, if not already, bring that left foot to the earth. We're going to come into an open twist here. So opening out your arms, gently release the right knee down towards the earth, to the right side. You may wish here to place a cushion underneath that right knee to give it some extra support. So I'm going to reach for my bolster. You can reach for your cushion here. Again, this depends entirely on the experience that you are having in your lower. Arms can be alongside your body, palms face up, or you can again adopt the Adi Mudra, this mudra for letting go of tension, and place it on your hip flexors. Place your soft fists on your hip flexors. Keep tuning into the experience in the lower back. If you experience pain, withdraw from the asana. Return to the previous asana, which perhaps felt more supportive. Or use the props that you have available to you, your blankets, your bolster, your cushions. 3 more breaths here, and we're going to, with helping hands, return very carefully, and I'm going to heel toe that left foot to help me come back to center. Take a moment here, and then let's release this right leg, hug the knee in, and we're going to go with this right knee to the left side again here. Now, if you want to, and you know you're going to need your bolster, there's your bolster there in anticipation. Extend that left leg long, only if it feels comfortable for your lower back, and then roll onto your left hip and bring the right leg onto your bolster or cushion. Open out the right arm. That left hand can stay resting on top of the left thigh here. Now this for me, because I'm especially thinking about where I am experiencing discomfort in my lower back, this is one of the most soothing asana for me, this Supta Matsyendrasana, reclined twist. Gazing up towards the sky or closing your eyes as you wish. Reconnecting with our mantra, the Jyotirgamaya mantra, Asatoma Satgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityoma Amritangamaya. Lead me from untruth to truth. Lead me from darkness to light. Lead me from death to immortality. This mantra that connects to letting go, releasing, a mantra of no attachment to pain and suffering. One more breath here, and then again with helping hands, so I'm placing my right hand palm face down. I'm going to hug in this right knee and gently roll onto my back. Just one little hug there before bringing the right foot down to the earth. Bend your left knee, and let's repeat on the left side here, my friends. So hug in that left knee. And remember, your experience on both sides will be different. Tune in again to the body sensations. and then explore the mind connection to those body sensations. Let's place the left ankle on the right thigh, coming into our reclined pigeon, Supta Kapotasana, or figure of 4. Coming into your Adi Mudra, placing that on your hip flexors. So your hip flexors are those bony protuberances that you have at the top of your legs, at either side of your pelvic area. And this helps to stabilize the sacrum, as well as connecting us to the pranic energy of the mudra. Now again, option here, my friends. I'm going to line up my bolster because this time I would like to demonstrate how coming into that version of wrapping your fingers around your opposite shin, your right shin, is an option for you to come into this sort of more intense hugging in, or you leave that right foot slightly lifted from the earth onto your bolster. And again, that deepens the flexibility in the left hip flexor. So we're working on our flexibility here in the hips. Again, that now you may find that your fingers are going to wrap around your shins there, so you can hold on to your right thigh if you wish, or place your hands again in your Adi Mudra on that, on your hip flexors. Three more breaths here, and we're going to open up to the left side here. So again, I'm going to bring my bolster ready in preparation for this open twist, extending, keeping the hands on your pelvic area and your hips, rolling towards the left with your left knee. Come onto the inside, the big toe side of your right foot. So your legs are in a zigzag here. And opening out your arms here, with your arms on the earth, arms face up. May give you that balance for your upper body here. Sense where the softness is, or where the tension is in your body, especially around this lower lumbar region. This practice also actually incidentally is really helpful practice for when you are experiencing your moon cycle. And when one is menstruating, one can experience a heaviness around this lower lumbar region. And so this practice is really supportive for those of us who are menstruating, or for those of you who perhaps post-menopause. This will experience sometimes those phantom experiences that we have. Now let's return back to center again. Let's support our feet, support our legs. And I'm going to go over to the other side, so I'm going to have my bolster ready for me. Let's release the left foot and hug that in. And if it feels comfortable, up from the lower back, extend your right leg long. And then with helping hand, bring that left knee over to the right. And you're on your left hip here. Now see how this experience is for you. If it feels too intense, you can always come back with your leg a little bit higher, or return back to center the sort of more neutral position. Open out with the left arm. That right hand provides some comfort here, as well as holding that left knee down, applying a little bit of gentle but welcome pressure. As you can see, there's no rush in our practice today. As you will know, I don't rush my practice. So always make sure you have enough time for practice, especially when it's a mind-body therapeutic practice that we are engaging in. Let's come back to center on that breath, hugging in the knee. And now just to close off, let's bring both knees in, cross up the ankles, and with your hands, perhaps you wrap your hands around your outer edges of your feet. And let's do a little gentle tilt the spine here. And we will come back to our backs in a moment. Maybe roll from side to side here. Now, your option for getting up from here is you can either roll along your spine or roll over to one side. I'm just put my bolster there because I want to make sure I've got enough space. So I'm going to roll myself up because I enjoy that experience of rolling on my lower back. So here we are back to center here, my friends. Now coming into your cross-legged position here. Now we're going to think about what supports us in our cross-legged position. So if sitting with your legs crossed doesn't feel comfortable, options are to fold your blanket so it lifts your pelvic area slightly, and that will sometimes help give you a little bit more support for opening up your legs. Another option is to have several blankets which you roll up and place underneath your knees. So if I had another blanket, it's just there. You roll up your blankets underneath your knees to support you in that way. Another option is to place your blanket underneath the top leg and on top of the other leg, and then again that provides just a little bit of comfort and support there. So find what works for you, my friends. So now that we're seated, let's introduce our alternative mudra. So we've been working with the Adi mudra, where we fold in the thumb, and you can place those fists on your thighs, and we've been placing them on our hip flexors. An alternative mudra for letting go and releasing is the Pranidhan mudra. And the Pranidhan mudra is bring the thumb to the middle and ring fingers, and then connect the little fingers, the opposite little fingers, and the opposite index fingers. So you come into this mudra here, Pranidhan mudra. Pranidhan mudra is a mudra for releasing suffering. It balances the elements of earth and water. And both earth is stabilizing, Prithvi, and water, Jal, is healing. So Pranidhan, to surrender and let go. Lengthen the spine, ensure your lower back is supported. Perhaps you place the bolster behind your lower back. Perhaps you sit against the wall. Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityoma Amritam Gamaya.
Placing your hands on your knees, let's move into some gentle Sufi circles. So start small. And if you start small, you can and gradually increase. You can notice how much movement is available to you. So always start at the place of least resistance. That is the kindest offering that we can give ourselves. And then when you're ready, let's go in the opposite direction. So again, start small. And then you can increase the size of the circles depending on what the experience is in your lower lumbar region here. So I can feel when I go over here where I feel the discomfort, where I have space. I'm going to move my blanket out of the way, just so. And then, so take a few moments here to explore which way. I mean, I can definitely feel where the tension is for me in my body, in my lower region, lumbar region, lower back. Okay. And let's do seated cat-cow here again, hands on your knees, forward with the heart, and then rounding through the back of the heart. Covered in my dog hair. That's what happens when you practice on the floor. And we live in a house where our dogs are allowed to go wherever they wish. So there's gentle spinal waves here. Okay, my friends. Now let's come onto our knees. So again, pad the mat if you wish there to be padding. So I will place the mat underneath my knees today, simply because this is a practice of particularly a practice of self-care today. And place your hands underneath the shoulders, so shoulders, elbows, wrists aligned, hips and knees aligned, cat-cow, Marjasana and Viklayasana. So what we were doing seated, we're going to now do this on all fours. And wave through the spine, lifting the tailbone, dipping the lower back, shining the heart. And when you round through coming into Viklayasana, the cow aspect, really hug in the navel to the spine so that you are engaging your core here. So one of the ways of reducing lower back pain is by strengthening our core abdominals. Okay, my friends, let's come to a pause here. We're going to come into threading the needle. So bring the left hand to the center, reach up with the right arm and thread the right arm underneath. Bring the right shoulder and right ear to the mat. Let's keep that left hand on the earth today. Suchirandasana, threading the needle pose. If you wish, you can always place your hand on your lower back. Maybe you can do yourself a little lower back massage here if you wish. So here, where I'm experiencing pain, so gentle pain really is, and discomfort is in my sacrum region. So this is very, very supportive for me. And you'll be massaging your lower back, bring your left hand to the earth, rising up, and then let's place the right hand on the earth. So normally we would reach up, but I'm trying to minimize the amount of twisting. Really, we want to do gentle twisting here, reaching up, threading the left arm underneath, bringing the left ear and shoulder.
because are connected here. And again, rubbing perhaps that lower back where we're experiencing discomfort, tension. One more breath here, and let's come back up, back into neutral. From here, we're going to move into dragon pose. So let's think about our grip on the mat. So I'm going to take my socks off just so that we have more connection with the earth through the soles of the feet. Then we can put those socks back on in a moment. Let's bring the right knee to the outside of the right hand here. Now, option here, my friends, I'm going to slightly move that left knee back. My hands are on the earth. Another option here is where we can use our blocks. Our blocks, our bolsters, our low footstool. So you can bring your hands on to lift the earth to meet you. Let's have a slant on the diagonal on this left knee. Make sure I have plenty of space here. Now we are working into our deep hip flexors here. Really thinking about how we can stretch and soften these deep hip flexors here. Now, if you wish, my friends, and only if you wish, you have an option of tucking the left toes and lifting the left knee off the earth. But see how this feels for you. It might not be what you need today. Connect with your breath. Another option here is to come into your Adi Mudra. I like coming into the Adi Mudra here because it's sort of, if I'm feeling anything in my wrist, when I place my wrists, my fists on the earth, it just gives me a little bit more protection and support for my wrists. Although, note that does add tension to your shoulders, so see how that feels for you. One more breath here. Now let's lower that left knee here. And reach back with your hips. And as you reach back, let's move my balls out of the way. I'm going to come onto the heel of my right foot. My hands are on the earth here. This is Ardha Hanumanasana. And again, an option for you, my friends, with your blocks. Give yourself support for your hands. Hopefully the sound is behaving itself. One more breath here. And then let's come onto the sole of our foot. Let's move on to the other side now, my friends. So again, your option is to step forward with your left foot and come into a deep, so really sink into your hips here. And again, you can place your hands on your bolster, or place your hands on your blocks. Option in your dragon pose. So this is high flying dragon. Again, you have the option of tucking your toes and lifting that left knee. One more breath here. And then let's lower that left knee.
and sink our hips back, coming onto the heel of that left foot. And again, using whatever support you need with your blocks or placing your fingertips on the earth. One more breath here, my friends. And then let's move our blocks, come back onto that left foot. And now we're going to move into child's pose here. So, sink your heels back, sink your hips back towards your heels. Place your eyebrow center on the earth, and let's have the arms reaching forward for now. You may wish to place your head on a block, your forehead on a block. And have your arms as wide as you wish. Here, create space in your upper back if you need, so that we have all of the space we need. We are working on our lower back today. And remember, if it doesn't feel comfortable, you can roll up the blanket and place it at the back of your knees. Also, happy on a bolster. One more breath here. And now we're going to change here. So if our arms are stretched out, we're going to take them through the middle of our legs. We're going to place our hands on the earth. Now experiment here. Place either your hands on the palms or on the backs of the hands. See how it feels. Again, you might wish to have some support for your upper center. And you have your head directly on the earth. Not here in Balasana for long. This one is more challenging. Very deep Balasana, this variation. Your knees are wide here. And release your hands, coming back up. We're going to come back onto our backs in a moment. But before we do that, let's move into Sphinx here. So slide your knees away. Salamba Bhujangasana. On your forearms, arms spread wide here. Now I have the support of the blanket underneath my pelvic area. Another option here, depending on how you feel. Sometimes for some people it feels quite nice to place a light sandbag on their lower back. You can come into Makrasana, crocodile pose, so elbows out or forehead on the backs of your hands. So two options here, depending on what you need. Om Asatoma Satkamaya Tamasoma Jyoti Gamaya Mrityoma Amritam Gamaya. Whether you're in Salamba Bhujangasana or Makrasana,
crocodile or sphinx. Let's all move into locust here. Shalabhasana. I'm going to do a gentle variation of locust. So let's lift the right leg off the earth slightly. Palms are flat on the earth. Arms can be wide. If you wish, you can also place your hands on your lower back here as well. And you might want to place your Adi Mudra here. Lift the right leg. Exhale, lower the right leg. Inhale, lift the left leg. See, for me, immediately that feels more intense, less discomforting, less comforting. So we'll lower that. And then only if you wish, lift both legs. Experience what's happening in that lower lumbar region there. Because I'm supporting myself with my hands here. And lower the legs. And now, very gently, we're going to roll over onto our backs and come straight into our constructive rest. To allow the knees to fall in towards each other. An option, my friends, here is you can also roll up your blanket, fold it up, so it really supports and I've got my blanket right underneath my sacrum area where my tailbone is. And that feels really supportive for me. And I'm going to play around. So I'm going to do some gentle pelvic bowl tilts here, so really opening and rolling the pelvic area. And I'm using that rolled up blanket as a way of massaging my lower back. Now this will not work for everyone, so see how this feels for you. For me, this feels wonderful, but it might not work for you. So gentle tilts. So this is kind of a variation of really of Siddha Bandhasana bridge pose, but a very gentle version, a very supportive version. You may also know this is mountain raises from the sea, where you can, where we reach the arms overhead. So if reaching the arms overhead feels supportive, do that. For me, I feel like I really need my hands to be supporting my hip flexors here, so I'm coming into my Adi Mudra. And when you feel comforted by that, if you were choosing to do the pelvic rolls, or perhaps you were lying with the support underneath that broad part of your sacrum and the supported bridge, wherever you are, let's think about what our asana is going to be next for Shavasana. So for your Shavasana, you can stay as you are. Another thing that absolutely feels amazing when you have your back discomfort is to place a bolster underneath your knees. And I'm going to pull my socks back on. Keep my feet warm. If you wish, cover yourself with your blanket. Coming on to your mat. And covering yourself with your blanket here. And your options for your mudra could be your Pranidhan mudra. And you could place that on your lower abdomen. Or you can have your arms alongside you, palms face up. And as I rest in Shavasana, I'm going to gently chant the mantra for releasing tension, pain, suffering, for moving out of the darkness into the light. Om Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyoti Gamaya Mrityoma Amritangamaya. Om Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyoti Gamaya Mrityoma Amritangamaya. Om Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyoti Gamaya Mrityoma Amritangamaya. I invite you to stay in your supported Shavasana for as long as you wish. Now when you are ready to rise up from your mat, close your practice by chanting Shanti 3 times. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, my friend.